The person your family thinks they know may not be who is actually standing in the room today. Someone might look at you and pause, like they are seeing a stranger wearing a familiar face. Current transits suggest this is not your imagination. Uranus continues its long transit through Gemini, and it is rattling the very idea of who you are supposed to be. Your image, your reputation, even how people describe you online, all of it is up for revision. But here is the tension nobody's naming yet. While your identity is shifting, your words may not be landing the way you intend. Something is scrambled between what you mean and what people hear. Stay with this, because the fix arrives in a place you will not expect. The bigger picture. From the Western perspective, Uranus in Gemini is rewriting your sense of self at the root, and the version of you that existed back in 2022 or 2023 simply is not the whole story anymore. That is freeing. But it is also disorienting when the people around you have not caught up. Layer onto that a moon in Scorpio moving through your 6th house of daily habits, trining Mars in Cancer in your 2nd house of resources. That is a supportive angle, practical energy quietly working in your favor. Later, though, that same moon squares Jupiter, and communication gets murky right when you need it clear. In Vedic tradition, the moon sits in Libra today, and astrologers point to family gatherings and shared joy, noting that the people close to you are directly shaping how good today feels. Two very different signals, one internal, one relational, and both are true at once. Love and ambition. Here is what almost everyone misses about a day like this. You may feel like an open book, ready to say everything on your mind, but that Moon-Jupiter square is quietly distorting your signal. Your usually sharp intuition is a little foggy, and if you are trying to pitch an idea, ask someone out, or explain how you feel, the words might not carry the emotion you intend. The fix is not to talk less, it is to talk smarter. Ask yourself what is actually in it for the other person before you speak. That single shift, from expressing yourself to serving the listener, is what stops the scroll, in conversation and in love. And here is the reframe worth sitting with. What feels like being misunderstood may actually be a sign you are still explaining your old self, when the room is already meeting your new one. On the practical side, that Scorpio moon trine to Mars in Cancer favors quiet, useful gestures, cooking dinner, running an errand, splitting a bill without ceremony. That is how security gets built today, through small competent acts rather than big declarations. Just watch the later square to Jupiter, where enthusiasm can tip into overpromising. Check the calendar and the account before you commit to anything meaningful, financially or emotionally. Inner world and guidance. Once you stop performing the old version of yourself, the exhaustion underneath starts to make sense. If you have been retreating into a comforting show or a quiet routine lately, that instinct is doing you good, so do not rush to replace it with a quick fix. Healthier daily habits, the kind tied to that Scorpio moon in your 6th house, will serve you far better than shortcuts right now. Money matters lean promising today, especially around a decision you have been sitting on or a repayment finally coming through. If a trip has been on your mind, even one as far off as China, this is a good week to start sketching the plan. At work, stay a notch more careful than usual, since that same communication fog from earlier can slip into professional messages too. Let the Libra moon's gift, connection, and shared memory with people you love anchor you when the identity questions feel like too much. You do not need every answer about who you are becoming today. You just need one honest gesture, one clear message, and the willingness to let the people who matter meet the real you.